The Eagles hit the ground running on day 2 of OTAs this afternoon, but one player's absence left fans wondering what the heck's going on. Also hear from Big Play Slay, his first impressions of the new rookie DBs, and why Kellen Moore's offensive system is already starting to look very different than last year. Finally, Saquon Barkley raved about Jalen Hurts and looked very explosive in Eagles green. I'm Thomas Mott. This is the Thomas Mott Show. Well, at long last, we finally have actual Eagles OTA footage and interviews from 2024 to react to break down, and look, the entire Bird team is basically there, minus a couple of key players, more on that in a second. The NovaCare complex, they're in helmets, working on drills, 7-on-7s, and in my mind, the official start of the Eagles 2024 season was today. I think Saquon Barkley can speak for all of us, at least during his press conference a couple of hours ago. His thoughts on the Eagles roster, it's pretty darn stacked.
For me, like I said, it's new. Just going out there trying to learn the system. Biggest thing, that struck me is our first 7-on-7 huddle. You see A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Gowton and Jalen Hurts. It's not a bad group to be out there with, and that's not even including the offensive linemen. But we're all just coming in, buying in, trying to learn the playbook, trying to learn the system, and try and get better each day.
Now, as you know by now, you probably saw on Twitter, not everybody was in attendance for day 2 of OTAs, and that included cornerback James Bradberry, who was not there at all. And now first, it is worth noting, in Bradberry's defense, it's a voluntary OTA. You do not have to be at this thing, and he wasn't the only player who actually missed, according to multiple reports. For instance, Devontae Smith was not there, Lane Johnson was not there, Keely Ringos for some reason was not there, Jake Elliott, and CJ Uzomah. And so the idea that you can just rip James Bradberry up and down for not being at OTAs means you gotta rip these other players as well. And team captain Darius Slay said afterwards in his press conference that he's in contact with James Bradberry, and Bradberry is fine. He's just not there for other personal reasons. Nothing to really worry about.
He's good spirit, man. JB is going on year 9? Yeah, JB good. He made a lot of money. Played good. Played all Pro Bowl player. We don't have talks. He good. He in good spirits. His mindset the same way as mine is. Go out here, help these young guys get better, and make sure we get them all the tools to be successful at what they do.
And in the end, as much as I want to get rid of James Bradberry, you want to get rid of James Bradberry, all of Eagles Nation wants to get rid of James Bradberry, today is not the day to go ahead and do so. Just because he misses an OTA practice does not mean the Eagles are trying to trade him or he's upset they drafted Quinyon Michell. We're just reading too much into this. And of course, Devontae Smith being there, Lane Johnson not being there, basically tells you that it's okay if James Bradberry missed one practice today. Although, can I be honest, I find it a little odd Keely Ringo didn't show. Like, surely there's a reason, maybe a personal reason for him not being there, but if I'm a year 2 cornerback in this cornerback depth chart room with Quinyon Mitchell ahead of me, my butt would be at OTAs, but I guess that's just me. But of course, with Bradberry and Ringo missing, the reported depth chart from 7-on-7s today was very, very interesting, with Big Play Slay and Isaiah Rodgers being the 2 starting outside cornerbacks, Vontae Maddox in the slot, Gardner Johnson and Blankenship as the 2 safeties. Worth noting, Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean were the second teamers today, as you would expect from rookies through the first couple of practices. If Mitchell is going to win the starting job, it's going to be much later on in training camp. And for those wanting to know exactly how Mitchell looked, well, he did have blanket coverage of Jacob Harris during a 7-on-7 throw from Kenny Pickett. Other than that, though, there wasn't a lot of video coverage and a lot of updates on just how good he was during the very limited 7-on-7s. However, both Mitchell and Cooper seemingly impressed Darius Slay, who said it was his first day really seeing them out on the football field working. Listen to this during his presser.
Oh, man, great. A lot of great things, man. Quick dude. That's, got a quick twitch. I love his off man. I'm a real good at off man, what I do. I watched his tape in college for a good minute. So some things that I'm going to help him with for sure that he asked me already to do, and that's my duty to do. And I'm looking forward to helping him because I see a great talent in him. Looking forward to seeing him making a lot of plays in his for this organization.
How about Cooper? What stands out?
Oh, man, good, man. He's very athletic, man. As you can see, guys that's versatile right now, man. He was everywhere. And, both of them right now just quiet, so I'm trying to get them to talk a little bit. But both of these guys very athletic, very, very talented, man. I'm looking forward to continue to keep working, man. This is my first day with them. And besides watching their film, but seeing them in live person is amazing to watch. And I just remember my days from me being young.
As far as DeJean goes, he was in the nickel on the second-team defense, but he also fielded punts alongside Britton Covey and Anais Smith, and so safe to say it's just the beginning of this secondary chess pieces journey, who is basically guaranteed to move all over the Eagles' defense, but at least for now, they view him as a nickel cornerback and a punt returner, at least on day 1 of OTAs. Now, if you watch my Monday show, I'm giving away 2 tickets to Devontae Smith's charity softball game on June 29th in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and this video is your second chance to get your second entry. Go to the Monday show, link down below. below, comment softball, and of course today, go ahead and comment softball on this video to get your second entry. Winners will be randomly drawn on Friday, so go down below, comment right now. Now, we got basically no video of the linebackers actually working on the field today, but the pecking order, according to multiple outlets, said that Devin White and Zach Bond were the two starters, followed by Ben Sumarin and Oren Brusk as the backups, and the third teams being Jeremiah Trotter Jr. and Brandon Smith. And the only real note we got on Devin White, at least, was that he had a nice pass breakup of a Hurts throw to Saquon Barkley during 7-on-7. So, safe to say he's officially back. He's going to be great, based off of this one little tweet from an actual reporter. And if you're wondering where Nakobe Dean was, he was there. He was stretching, but did not participate in drills, still returning from that Liz Frank injury. But Zach Bond getting a run in Dean's absence is very interesting. I think it's fascinating. I mean, Vic Fangio raved about him a couple of weeks ago during one of his press conferences, and it's interesting to see if he continues to be an off-ball linebacker when Dean comes back, if he goes to kind of hybrid pass rusher role. Something to keep an eye on here. It's just a little bit too early. Oh, and speaking of Fangio, you might have seen on Twitter, there's been a lot of buzz this week about how all the Dolphins players apparently hated Vic Fangio. Well, reporters in Philadelphia asked multiple people at the podium their thoughts on the defensive coordinator. Listen to Big Play Slay and Jalen Carter give some pretty good answers.
Vic, I love Vic, man. Old school, man. He's fun to talk to. He's a good coach. I heard a lot of good news about him, because I was in Miami working out, so I had a couple Miami players out there. I was talking to them, so I heard a lot of good news, and they're saying a lot of good stuff.
It's going to be great, man. If you've been looking, like, it's just our team is built on, like, leadership and guys that's always willing to go out for the other guys. So, man, I think he's a guy that just go build the team up, coming here with great energy. He's been a guy that's been in the room with a lot of great vets. And so, like, you got a team full of vets that's been on a lot of coaches. And I think not one time, like, since I've been here as an Eagle, like, somebody had something bad and negative to say about a DC, because we always, go hard for him. It doesn't matter who it is, because we want to win. So, I don't know what that happened over there, but from my point of view over here, it's just, he's a great dude. I've been hearing nothing but great things about him, because I used to watch, like, Aqib Talib and all them guys and corners that played under his system, and they always talk, highly on him.
And we got no video of Jalen Carter practicing today. Again, you got to thank the Eagle reporters for not filming that, but he had a very good press conference. I thought it was one of the stronger press conferences, and to me, this is a guy who seems poised and ready to be a leader on the Eagles' defense in the absence of Fletcher Cox.
I've been working on, D-line moves and stuff like that, things that I need to do that I seen last year that I didn't do my best at, which was for, like, stop the run and stuff like that. So that's what I've been working on for this offseason. But for right now, I'm working on connection with the team. We got some new faces in there, some good draft picks, and just connecting with those guys, making sure we all together.
Now, it's very difficult for me to not show you every single clip I could possibly find of running back Saquon Barkley in an Eagles helmet. It just looks so good watching 26 take handoffs and catch passes from Jalen Hurts out of the backfield. And all reports are suggesting that Barkley looks fit, he looks big, he looks physical, he looks absolutely incredible. Drop a like if it's fun seeing Saquon not only in Eagles green, but sitting there next to Jalen Hurts. Now, worth noting on Jalen Hurts, we did see QB1 lining up under center in this video you see on your screen, which obviously something new offensive coordinator Kellen Moore will surely implement a bunch more going forward. I mean, Hurts and the Birds ran just 7.2% of their plays from under center last year, and most of those were brotherly shoves. Like San Francisco, for instance, was under center 41% of the time last year, and that really should be a model for the Birds. Add in some play action, short tosses, boot actions. This is going to be a very different offense from the stagnant one we saw virtually the entire year in 2023. And we did get to see a little bit of motion there as well, which isn't really a surprise, again, because Kellen Moore likes to do that sort of thing. It's just really, really nice to see. And for what it's worth, Saquon Barkley thought that the offense, especially Jalen Hurts, looked pretty darn good today.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I've always admired his game from afar, not just Jalen, a whole bunch of guys here. So it's been fun to, learn the system, get in the weight room with these guys, get in the field with these guys, especially Jalen, and continue to build something.
The overall report on Jalen Hurts was that 7-on-7's pretty good. Completed the majority of his passes to A.J. Brown. He also found Paris Campbell a couple of times. Not necessarily a surprise there at all. And it is 7-on-7s on day 2 of OTAs, so the guys aren't necessarily going 100%. But the early indication on Jalen Hurts is looks healthy, looks happy, and looks good in the Kellen Moore offense. Now, all this goes with a massive grain of salt. It's day 2 of OTAs. We didn't see any practice footage of day 1 of OTAs because they didn't let the media in on Monday. So this is just the second time the almost entire football team has been together with helmets on and actually practicing. So we can take a lot from this, like being under center and motion and Bradberry not being there, we also can't take a ton from this overall. The real battles are going to happen during training camp. And while OTAs for the next 2 weeks we fully covered here on this channel, and we will get plenty of great sound bites and a lot of great insight on maybe battles or depth chart or stuff like that, it still takes training camp to decide all of the official final results of all the things we're going to be looking forward to come August and September for this football team. But overall, it's just fun to see the Eagles back on the football field. Can we agree on that? It's fun to see the Eagles back on the football field practicing for what truly is the very first time for at least our eyes here in 2024. Now, they practice again tomorrow. Hopefully, I have coverage of that as well. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and comment softball. Get entered in to win those Devontae Smith charity softball tickets. Giving those away on Friday. I'm Thomas Mott. Pumped to just see some footage. This has been the Thomas Mott Show.